Family, what up? We're back. Thanks for being here. Listen, I don't know which way to take this channel. I really don't. I deleted some more content. I just keep ruining it. I do. I really do. You can't find me on the B side though. Yeah. I don't know how I feel about creating on here anymore. I don't have any more cool, motivating things to say. It sucks. It really does. But I do want to thank you all for being here. And I ain't even about to hold y'all. I need all the cash apps y'all can send. This channel is struggling. The other one is doing okay though. It's doing alright. It's doing alright. Way more views than this one. Anyway, hit the cash app, $ Trap House Kitchen 1. We're about to talk about this body cam for Meg and them. We're going to talk about a 12-year-old from Chicago. Then we're going to talk about this situation with Tory. It's so much BS going on. So much. We're about to check out Hookah Anonymous. Make sure y'all go check him out. One of my favorite channels. Whenever I see his upload, I click. I'm usually the first one to comment. But I support. And ain't nothing wrong with supporting. It doesn't make you a fanboy or none of that type stuff. Anyway, let's get to it.
See that? I know y'all heard that. Pay attention. Listen. Close the door. Now at this point she's limping. That foot. That left foot that came out and stepped on the glass, if you pay attention, and you can hear it, clear as day. But that left foot, as you can see, she's limping.
Keep going, keep going. Hey, stop. Keep moving.
Look at this. Now keep in mind, while you're watching this, understand that she's supposed to be shot in both feet. Now I understand somewhere down the line it changed from being both to one, but that don't matter neither, right? If you were shot in one foot, it's no way in hell you're using that foot. All your nerves are in that foot.
I'm going to tell you how I feel. If he would have signed with Rock Nation, I don't think any of this would have went on. But you got to think about the tricks that they use. And I think Meg was one of those tricks. Anyway, yeah, she's with Rock Nation. Sick her own homes. Have her clapped up, clapping sounds, and influence him to come over to Rock Nation. It didn't work. Bro made too much money on his own. But I'll tell you where he really messed up. He messed up by simply giving out the game. No. First, he messed up by refusing the labels and then giving out the game. You don't do that at all. Let's get it.
Keep coming back to the sound of my voice.
And Hollywood, they can stand by having their La Brea in Hollywood for
Alright, so that's the first video, right? But shout out to this woman right here, because I don't know what it is she has with Meg, but she done ate this whole thread up. Y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. Now she says right here that this is the moment she threw the bottle out too. I'm not too sure about seeing her throw the bottle, but I do see her step on it, and however, this is a little more close up. Now watch. Right here. See that? Did you see that ricochet? Look at this. See that? Now, some people were saying that it was a plastic bottle. No, it wasn't a glass bottle. It was plastic. She really got shot in her foot. Okay, right? Now let's go to the next thing. Now, when you scroll down here, I told y'all this girl ate this whole section up. She says, here are the officers actually discussing the fact that she stood on glass on the body cam. Let's see what they had to say.
Back to the sound of my voice. Keep your hands up. Move back to the sound of my voice. Move back. Keep going.
I never believed any part of this. Never. I never believed it. You can't tell me a dude that's getting play from a Kardashian, smashing big ass Meg, and smashing her friend. You can't tell me he crashed out, had a sucker attack, and harmed this girl, big ass foot. You're not about to make me believe that. I didn't believe any of this from the jump. What I do hate though is how Meg has these symbolisms in her video of a dude getting consumed by a snake. And she was the snake, if I do believe. Come on, man. You gotta make this shit make sense. Real talk. Let's go.
So why didn't the officers or detectives bring this up during the trial? And why was the footage of her standing on glass altered to not include that part when the prosecution presented it as evidence in court? Free the truth. Now, if y'all remember, initially, they said that she stepped on glass. Before this whole theory about her being shot and whatever, it was he put his hands on her, but then next you know, we was hearing that he shot her. And then after that, that's when we started hearing that she was shot in her foot, whether it was 1 or 2. But the initial report also said that she stepped on glass. Come to find out, the medical examiners also said she stepped on glass. Let's get into the next thing. Now right here, I told y'all she ate up. She said Dr. Milton Little was a doctor who submitted a report claiming that Megan had been shot and had fragments removed from her feet after Dr. Lafredo, with over 28 years of experience in emergency medicine, by the way, had already treated her for a glass wound on her left foot, and this is facts. If y'all remember, when it first came out, it was a lady mentioned that she had glass fragments, right? They had the not autopsy, but it was a X-ray. And they said that it was glass fragments. It was never bullets. It was never bullet fragments. But that's what they tried to turn it into afterwards, saying that she had bullet fragments in her foot after people seen the picture and said that it didn't look like she was shot. Now she says he also happens to be the CEO of United Way of Greater Atlanta. The organization has affiliations with high-profile donors like Beyonce and Jay-Z. See, now it makes sense. It makes total sense. Now, when you correlate this whole thing with Jay-Z, Rock Nation, and then when you hear about Tory and his father, when his father called out Jay-Z after the verdict came out that he was guilty, y'all remember?
You want to know how I feel? I'll tell you exactly how I feel. I got some names that I want to call. Alex Spiro, Desiree Perez, and the whole wicked system of Rock Nation, including you, Jay-Z.
Now it says they have made significant contributions to various United Way chapters. Megan also has the phone number of the organization on her website. At United Ways ATL also made a post declaring Dr. Milton Little a member of the Beehive just 8 months before he treated Megan for gunshot wounds.
I just think it's funny that she's not like, hey, I got popped. Hey, my foot is bleeding. Hey, I can't feel my foot. My nerves and my foot are messed up. Blah, blah, blah. Come on, man. You got to make this make sense. And I'm going to tell y'all what could change it all. What could really change it all is if the family that had that real footage, if they weren't scared of repercussions and things like that, and they gave the authorities the footage, this wouldn't be a thing here, y'all. Mark my words. It would not be a thing. I wonder how she sleeps at night. Probably great. Knowing that she gave this dude 10 years and took 10 years from his family and everything else, career and everything. Come on, man. But this is the thing, y'all. That friend, she pled the fifth. Filth. Nah, but she pled the fifth. And there weren't any I don't think there was any gunpowder, no fingerprints, no nothing. Then you got Meg at the doctor with the come on, man, just make it make sense. That's all I ask. Let's continue.
People are really tired of the bullcrap. Now also, right, when you go down even more, here she is when she was on Gail. Now remember at first when she asked her about lying, about stepping on glass, and she gave an explanation on why she lied? Y'all check this out.
to kill any of us or shoot any of us. So I just said I stepped on glass because I didn't.
Why did you say that? Why didn't you say he shot me?
I didn't. For some reason, I was just trying to protect all of us because I didn't want them to kill us. Like, even though this person just did this to me, my first reaction still was to try to save us. Like,
now when this first came out, we reacted to this, and like I told y'all before, it wasn't a tear in sight that came out, for one, right? But then two, now that, you know, Tom has fast forward and we actually get to see the body cam footage, do y'all think that any of them looked like their life was in danger? Did it look like the cops was being extra aggressive in any way?
What's so crazy? If you got popped, it's not going to be glass. It'll be pieces of that projectile that would be in you. It wouldn't be glass. How did this evidence not matter in a court of law? And like I said, we got to make it make sense. How didn't it matter?
You could clearly see that the body cam shows she's stepping on some type of glass bottle. You could be in denial all you want, but she even said it herself, and then the story switched. It's a lot of story switching within this case, and somehow this man was still found guilty.
When dude was talking about the father was talking about Jay-Z and stuff like that, y'all, that's where I really felt like, yeah, it's gonna be a railroading. I just felt like he was gonna get railroaded when he mentioned Rock Nation and Jay-Z. In my opinion, I feel like these dudes got strong ties, but I feel like the ties only work against their own kind. You couldn't do it against another complexion. That's just my opinion. That's crazy, y'all. I really hope he wins an appeal or anything. And that, I don't know, it's just how Kelsey chose to plead the fifth. It never sat right with me. What do you got to plead the fifth for? What don't you want to be heard or known? What are you hiding? How can they have the same ruling with one of the people involved pleading the fifth? Come on, man. I wonder if her and Meg's cool. If you know, let me know in the comments. Anyway, let's move on to Truth Teller TV. 12-year-old was filming a music video in Chicago, and they're looking for a 17-year-old suspect. That's all I'm gonna say. Shout out to Truth Teller. I do watch bro also, and he drops, and he's the truth. Let's check him out.
A 12-year-old boy was down, shot accidentally or on purpose, we don't know, but it was one gun that was real. It went off and 12-year-old boy in the chest. He was, because the brother said he was in the bathroom when all this stuff happened. Normally when somebody say they in the bathroom, they was in the area. They just don't want to snitch. They don't want their name in no paperwork. They know how this street shit go.
You gotta understand the climate in Chicago, or just period, in the hood, period. I'm not gonna say in the hood, the burbs too. Snitching is frowned upon. That's the best way I could put it. But in some areas, snitches get checked on. Wink, wink. I do think this will get solved, though. I really do. There's too many cameras out, you guys. There are so many cameras that can just, they capture everything. But I'm going to tell y'all one thing that ain't sitting right with me in this technology. If we can follow O-Block all the way back to O-Block from the Gold Coast, why can't we help them twins in Georgia that are no more? They were supposed to be at the airport, and I think they were found in the woods. In the woods, y'all. Twins. Come on, man. What happened from the airport to wherever they went? Where's the camera footage? Anyway, let's continue. I'm sorry to get on that tangent.
They don't want to be labeled as a rat, so they say they was in the bathroom, but something happened, but I didn't see it with my eyes. That's the safe way. We done seen plenty of people get in disputes and say, you know, they left, or they went in the alley, or they was asleep, or they went in the bathroom. That's normally mean I ain't finna snitch on nobody. They all went to this boy house. They got the camera there. They ready to film a video. They think they some fake rappers and shit. They got guns in the air. You know how you do the gun? Then you hold it in your hand and hold it and do all that crazy shit with the gun. You know, they filming, it's a bunch of kids, 17-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 14-year-olds and shit, young people in this house. The brother said he go to the bathroom, and I guess while he in the bathroom, the 17-year-old boy playing with a gun hit shorty in the chest.
It's so sad, man. To be so young and be so driven to the point where you want to learn to shoot music videos, work cameras, control talent and direct sets, and then also edit. The skies was the limit. Yeah, oh my God. It's always the good ones. A lot of the time, it really is. I feel bad for the boy and his family because that's a heck of a loss. And it's something about this Mother's Day weekend to where it's just like, I don't know what's on people's minds. Like, this is the day after Mother's Day. Why should a mother have to lose a 12-year-old child? One thing I can say is that at least he got to go doing what he loved, doing what he was happy doing. And I think that means a lot. I really do. All too often, it's terms that we don't agree to in situations we don't want to be a part of. And with my other location, the other channel, the B-side, that's what I tell people. I do a dangerous job, but if anything were to happen to me while I was out there interviewing the less fortunate or giving them clothes, food, or anything else, like I tell people, I'd go doing what I loved, and that's helping. Wack 100. Wack 100. I'm not feeling dude at all. I hope Aaron the plumber does what he needs to do with this guy. But we're going to talk about, we're going to listen to him talk about this Tory Lanez thing. And when you listen to the people that he's chatting with, they are so simple-minded. But then again, you got to be to sit there and just be a minion for a person. Like, who is Wack? These people won't step out of line. They won't challenge what he says or nothing. They just go with it. Yeah, on Pyru, the sky blue. No, it ain't blue, it's green. Yeah, Wack, it's green. The sky green. Yeah, Wack, you're right. It ain't blue, it's green. Come on, man. Anyway, we're going to listen to what he says about Tory being poked up by a Mexican gang member in prison. Yeah, let's get it.
Word started floating around that Tory Lanez was assaulted in prison. And to be honest, I never believed Bray even popped Megan and Stallion.
Yeah, Michael Rochelle, we're here live outside of Current Medical Center, where it's believed that actor and rapper Tory Lanez is being treated after being stabbed earlier this morning by another inmate. Now, just breaking news here at 6 o'clock, we actually hear from Tory Lanez on a social media post saying that he was stabbed 14 times, including multiple stab wounds to the back, torso, and to his face and head. He also mentioned that both of his lungs collapsed and was placed on a breathing tube, but has since been breathing on his own. He adds that he's in good spirits despite being in pain, and thanks everyone for their support. Meanwhile, we've learned from officials that the attack happened around 7 in this morning, the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation. That prison about an hour away from Bakersfield. Lanez, also known as Daystar Peterson. Eyewitness News has learned that the attack happened around 7:20 a.m. at the California Correctional Institution in Tehachapi, according to California Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation.
That video, it's that clip that they were showing of him in front of the camera, going at the camera. That's where he was talking about his DSP, ESP, or TST, whatever they was doing. But he figured out a way to generate a revenue at a crazy rate without the industry. He was independent. And like I tell y'all all too often, once you get those masters or you go independent and you're thriving, sorry about that. Did I say something? Did I say easy? Anyway, yeah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. Let's continue.
I sure will, right? This morning, brother, the next came out and bust on the boy Tory. You know, they airlifted him and all that, so you know how that's gonna respond when we come off this, gonna respond the right way to that.
They laid the yard down?
No, it happened in the building.
What was it over? It was over some. What he had did he have a debt, a gambling debt or something?
Nah, nothing like that. We don't even know the whole situation, you know.
So it was just like some foul play. So it's finna be up.
Yeah, it is for sure with some foul play.
Wasn't nobody right there with him when it happened? Wasn't nobody right there with him when it went down?
Yeah, I guess nobody wasn't. He was by himself out there. He got a whole tier full of necks. He on a whole tier full of necks.
Wow.
Because you already know once we get off this to play, press play.
I'm already knowing. You don't know if he gonna be all right or not either, huh?
Nah, we don't know yet. He gonna be all right there. He gonna pull.
That's right. That's crazy because I've been out here. I've been the whole time he's been going through what he's been going through. I've been feeling like that railroaded. I hate to see him in that position. I'm glad.
Man, for sure, he got railroaded.
Yeah, he got railroaded. I'm glad that
that's an innocent man in prison, bro.
I believe it, 100%. How he been programming? And he been programming cool.
Man, all he do is program, come outside, work out, play ball, do him.
That's right. I heard it's been cracking up there too. It was a riot the other day, not too long ago.
Yeah, it was like I want to say like 3 weeks ago, the riot.
Yeah, I got.
Like 2, 3 weeks.
You been straight though?
Yeah, it be cracking up here.
I really hope this doesn't start a thing in there. I want to say the R word that ends with a T. Has I and O in there. It's only a 4-letter word, but anyway, they say that that's how it happens, and they say stick with your own. I don't think this man owed anybody. I don't think he was being extorted. It could be hate, but like they said in this video, maybe somebody was a fall off and was trying to get back in the good graces of their group and did it. I seen something that looked like the apparatus used to poke him up, and it didn't look like it had any steel or anything on it. You got to think, we're talking about blows to the back of the head and chest, and yeah. So let's continue. I've been talking too much. Let's continue.
Once in the face, the chest, they hit him 3 times. They tried to get him. Mexican.
How you doing?
Shit, he lit alive. That penitentiary gonna go up when them gates racked on. I don't know what the 90 Jake was talking about. It couldn't have been nobody from another race. Happened from another race. They locked the prison down. I know he's been helping a lot of people in there, but appealed it. And I'm wondering, maybe he ain't been looking out for them. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. That's just, I don't know yet, though. I don't know. Maybe he have. I don't know. We know he ain't gonna owe nobody in there. I don't know.
But the blacks don't extort other blacks in there?
I'm gonna slow it down again for those that slow. I'm Mexican. What you saying fit?
But you can send a hit though.
Huh?
You can send a hit.
Nah. You need to stay in your lane because we ain't gonna even have this conversation. What you saying don't even make sense. That's like me talking to you about cramps.
You lied to Gayle King. You lied to the nation. You lied to the you just lied, dude. I don't think it went down like that, but I think Tory is trying to be a stand-up dude to protect a friend. Is Tory protecting what's the other freak's name? Whatever their girl name is, whatever. Is he protecting her? Anyway, let me know your thoughts, you guys. All cash apps help. $ Trap House Kitchen 1. And I promise I'm not going to delete any more content. However anything performs is how it performs. I'm going to leave it. I'm gonna just grind it back up. Point blank, period. I know I've been saying what some people would say are sus things, but like King Smoke from Chicago said in my comments, we all grown, bro. You ain't gotta say pause. I'm out. Peace.